Though other family members do, Stacey Stites' older sister, Deborah Oliver, does not support Rodney Reed's recent stay of execution. She says the facts of the case show Reed is guilty. Oliver joins us now from Temple, Texas via Skype with why she believes the right person is in prison. Thanks so much for taking time for this interview, Deborah.
Thank you for having me.
Glad to have you. It is a multifaceted story with many variables, but sadly, your sister is dead and your family is divided on who killed her. Describe what life has been like since Stacey was murdered.
Life has definitely been hard. The fact that we've dealt with this trial and the justice system for 23 years, which is longer than she was even alive, that's been very, very difficult.
I understand, and you've attributed Rodney Reed's stay of execution to celebrities and politicians who you say didn't take the time to learn about the facts. What leads you to believe that Reed is guilty of Stites' murder?
I think that what the celebrities didn't know is the entire story, that Rodney Reed has a history of physical and sexual violence against women. They keep saying, well, he hasn't been found guilty in these other cases, but those women still have stories, and to tell them that what happened to them doesn't matter because they didn't get their day in court is an atrocity of justice.
What's your response, though, to people who say the new witnesses should be heard and the new evidence presented before deciding whether Reed lives or dies?
I do think that the evidence needs to be heard. At no point do we want to deny him the full extent of the justice system. However, I don't put a lot of faith in people that come out 2 decades later and have sudden memories. I always wonder, where were these people during that first year when there was a $50,000 reward by HEB? And if they had information, they could have come forward with it.
I see. On the day Reed was scheduled to be executed, you released a statement saying in part, "Today we start fighting back to get justice for all of Rodney Reed's victims." What do you have planned?
Just to speak out more like this, I've reached out to the other victims and told them that I apologize that we hadn't spoken out sooner, but the violence against women is not acceptable. We've made so much progress with the Me Too movement. These women are saying, Rodney Reed assaulted me too, Rodney Reed raped me too. And if no one else is going to stand up and be a voice for those women, I will.
Certainly, there are many perspectives on this case, and we thank you so much for taking the time to share yours. As of now, no new hearings have been set for when new evidence will be reviewed, but you can count on Spectrum News to continue to follow this story, to talk to people on both sides of it, and to bring you the very latest. Deborah, thank you so much for taking the time, and thank you so much for joining us for this interview.